This intro clip is for you trolls who like to play stupid. This video is about the fact that every culture that's allowed, regardless of race, but especially white skin cultures, are complicit with white supremacy. Okay? And if I attempt to contact them about it, they will reject me, play stupid. Someone will say, you're not making sense. They'll gaslight, they'll act like bitches. Okay? It is unacceptable, and that is a result of inferior genes. It has to do with RNA gene expression. When you have the nature from your respective cultures with the nurture from your family, okay, your genes are the determinant, okay, when everyone's treated the same way. Where are you on the spectrum? Okay, RNA expression. Their patriarchal lines are the reasons why they won't address white supremacy, because their patriarchal lines are evil. I'm mixed, I'm not racist. Watch this video 2-3 times if you don't understand what I'm saying. Don't act like a sniveling white supremacist that works for the state or something saying, he doesn't make sense. Let's covertly drug him or something like we did the Black Panthers and say he's just babbling on, not making sense. Like Tupac said, you're calling me a madman because I'm strong and bold. Okay? And you're sniveling beta bitches. Every culture that is allowed, regardless of race, upholds white supremacy. Therefore, it is racist. Okay? When white-skinned people fund and are behind Black Lives Matter and the token minorities in fraternities and social clubs and in their corporate groups, their business partners, okay? And it's there to control the black movements, to keep them from actually trying to take on white supremacy, while sexual control is exerted more than ever in American history. It is obvious, it is obvious, it is obvious that every culture that's allowed, including colored people, non-white people's cultures, okay, uphold white supremacy. Okay. Now let's take the example of a skater or a surfer at the beach. Okay, and I approach him and say, you know what? Because I'm not, there's three types of citizens. One, super privileged white skinned people. Two, the white skinned people in general. Three, colored people. Now, every once in a while, there's some token minorities who seem to have as much privilege as the top two classes of citizenship. Okay, so privileged people, white people in general, colored people. So if I go to a surfer in Santa Cruz and say, hey, you know what? I'm the top martial artist. I have an over 7 year, up to $4 million challenge, $50 for people just to show they pay nothing if they lose, and I'm being cheated on my rightful place and I have important issues to discuss. He's going to say, you know what? I'm a surfer, bro. You're barking up the wrong tree. That's interesting, but that's your problem, man. I'm here to get chicks and so on and so forth. And between me and you, okay, it doesn't hurt that it doesn't hurt our movement and our culture that you're suppressed. You see what I'm saying? Because there's more people to, we don't want to compete with you for women. Okay, so if they don't look up to you, we kind of get the hot chicks. So you're barking up the wrong tree, bro. That's you, man. Kind of smirks and leaves. Okay, he may as well say that last part if he doesn't help out, because one who's slack in his work is brother to one who destroys. Proverbs 18:9. Okay, so if I go to a bunch of farmers or something, they're on a ranch or something, I say, hey, this is what's going on. I can't even get a date. Can you help me get the message out? And they say, no, that's interesting and all, but I don't want any trouble. Da 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 da. You see how they all uphold white supremacy? They're benefiting from it as second-class citizens, while I'm a third-class citizen. Okay, and they're not willing to help. So they're willing to continue to hurt. Now, what else comes as a result of this white supremacist structure? Because it automatically brings a lack of a moral order, because it's not moral for them to be in charge. It's not moral for them to cheat the most righteous person. I have focused moral intensity and moral precision-based arguments that prove that I should be in charge. So all these people are cheating me out of my right to lead, and they're putting themselves above me in the construct. You see what I'm saying? So that's how it is. You can go through every culture. I went to Black Lives Matter, same thing. That's not what we're about here. We're going to keep doing things in a way that stigmatizes black people, we don't make any logical gains, and we uphold white supremacy that way. We're the token whiteness. Some of them are crypto Jews. You're on your own, buddy. I'm in a crypto Jew cult kind of thing. So, and then some of them are crypto other races or whatever's going on there. There's something like that going on there. Everyone knows it. I'm not racist. Okay, apologize if you think I'm racist. So then I have to discuss this awkward issue, and that's a form of white supremacy as well, where in order for me to try to get justice, in order for me to try to make change, I have to first bring up racial issues, which is among the most awkward things to bring up. Okay, it's like, hey, by the way, guys, I'm a black guy in a a town that's 1 or 2%. Okay, you go to the black cities, they're not exactly welcoming because they're divided in terms of cultures that uphold white supremacy by not taking an effective stance against it. They don't make a clear and concise message to say this is what white supremacy is and this is how it should be. They don't ever use the term moral order. Okay, if you say, hey, we don't like how you're treating us in a dog eat dog society where there's ethnic strongholds across the country, okay? They're going to say, hey, you're just trying to make a power move for black people. We can't help you there. If you say moral order, now you've made it about something that transcends race and you've truly attempted to address the issue. They refuse to do that. So by making it more of a racial argument instead of a moral argument, they're upholding white supremacy. And historically, these groups like the Black Panthers, they didn't allow other races in their group. Okay, so how do you think that plays out? So you see what's going on. They may as well be in the Klan because they're not trying to actually address the first class privilege, much less the second class privilege. They're just focusing on some bootlicker issues and they know they're not going to get anywhere and it acts like a honey trap. People go there thinking they're going to get girls, they're going to be accepted in the black community. They identify who's not part of the corporate state structure and they eliminate them. A lot of these people who got killed in the Black Panther Party were people who were outside the social club loop, not a Freemason, not in the military, not in the police, not in the intelligence agency network, not an asset, not one of the 12,000 plus people in the GIP, the Ghetto Informant Program. And they said, who's this guy? Identify him, isolate him, get rid of him. Okay, set him up to die, so on and so forth. That's how things work. Okay, you see how all these cultures uphold white supremacy. If I go up to a female on the street, I say, hey, I don't think it's right that your cultural bearers of your culture, say she's rock and roll, she's a corporate chick, they don't allow me to approach you. Okay, she's like, look, you're a creeper, leave me alone. So if I approach them differently, okay, those cultural barriers are going to get in the way. Does she deal with me according to my righteousness or according to her culture that upholds white supremacy? So every culture that is allowed for this reason and more upholds white supremacy. And when you go on the internet, bunch of trolls, they play stupid. I'm not making sense. Look, I'm the top martial artist. You're a senseless, dull, Scooby-Doo ass motherfucker. How the fuck am I not making sense? So if I start getting mad at them and I start firing back at them for their racist oppression, they say, he's the racist. Ain't that about a bitch? They may as well be hanging black people, fucking them in the ass left and right. Their culture not only upholds white supremacy. As a result of that, it continues the 9 million people starving to death every year. Okay, the 30,000 or so people are sexually assaulted in the military every year. The 433,000 people who are raped in this country every year. Okay, the institutional racism, the prison industrial complex, the pharmaceutical oligarchs, the soft kill agenda, basically, whether they intend it or not, that's how it plays out, right? The psych meds killing people, the painkillers, and so on and so forth. Okay, they're upholding all that by not coming together, say this guy's the moral leader, because white-skinned people know they do not have the moral high ground. They come from a long line of people that colonized and killed and raped people as the oppressor. It's one thing to react to that as someone in the ghetto and the state of mind that your oppressor put you in, committed a crime. It's another thing to be the calculating oppressor and the white people upholding their culture and their establishment. If you don't know that I'm right, you're a bitch. If you pretend that I'm wrong, you are a sniveling, racist bitch, if for nothing else in your predominantly Christian culture, Proverbs 18:9. One who is slack in his work is brother to one who destroys. You're all slack in the work of giving me my rightful place, and I'm denied it because I'm black and because I'm righteous, so you're brother to one who's a racist bitch and who suppresses the righteous. You are drunk off the blood of the saints. God demands you stop immediately and rally and obey him through me. And on top of everything else, you owe me for all your complicity with white supremacy and suppressing me.